So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to analyze the paper of account which I appeared on September 25. So the purpose of making this video is for those all the students who are going to appear in the upcoming CA Foundation examination. So without wasting our time, let's come to the topic. So before starting the analysis of this paper, so let me make you clear that before appearing for this examination, I have prepared nearly about 60 to 70% of my syllabus. So you can say that I have just prepared 60 to 70% of the syllabus and I have appeared for the examination. And from that, out of 100 marks, I was able to score 45 marks. So now let's come to the paper. So as you can see that firstly I have been started with question number 1, that is of true and false, and in one number I have made right and I have got 2 upon 2, and in 2 number there is wrong and I have scored that is 0. In third number also I have scored 0, and after this I have just went to that is 4 number and again I was like able to score 2 upon 2, and in 4 number 2, and in 5 number also I was able to score 1.5 marks, and the last one also I made true and I was able to score 2 upon 2. So in 4 number you can see that I have just wrote 1, 2, 2.5 line. So you can see that I just wrote 2.5 line and I am able to score 2 upon 2. And in 5 number even you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have nearly wrote 4.5 line, but although I was able to score 1.5. So it means you can understand that the concept clarity is very important. If you write your answer to the point, then you will be able to score like full marks. Even though there may be like if you wrote like description more and more, although you didn't have wrote to the point to your answer, then you may not be able to score good marks. Like you can see here in 5 number, even though I have wrote like 4.5 lines, I have not able to score like 2 marks. But in 4 number you can see here I just wrote 2.5 line and the teacher gave me like 2 upon 2. So it means you need to understand that writing your answer is important, but writing to the point, that is your concept must be clear. That is also required by the teacher, that is copy checker. So now let's come to the that is 1b. So as you can see that there was the question like theory and it was the question on valuation principle. And if I am, let me be frank here, so I didn't read this question. I was like I have like zero idea about this, what is this valuation principle at the time of examination writing this question. So what I did means I wrote this answer. As you can see here I have wrote this much with my own. What I just thought, I just go on writing, and I just thought that the teacher may allot me like 0.5 or even 1. That may help me to get at least pass marks in the examination. But what happened here, you can see that even writing this like nearly about 1 page, the teacher has allotted me 0 marks. It means you can understand that yeah, there is like no marks for the effort. If your answer is correct, then only you will be able to score the marks. If your answer is not correct, then you will not be able to score like any marks here. So as you can see that the teacher directly gave me like cross and he has given me 0 marks, even though I have like tried to explain here something. But it means you can understand that concept clarity is very important. You need to write your answer to the point. Now after this there is like 1c number. It was the question of subsidiary book, that is the question has asked for the purchase book. As I have wrote like everything like proper format, I have wrote like date, particulars, invoice number, details, amount, and everything was correct here, and it was nearly about of 4 marks and the teacher has allotted me 3.5. Even though I have wrote the proper notes here for the transaction which has not been recorded in subsidiary book, although the teacher has given me like 3.5 marks. And then I have just started with question number 6. From question number 1 I directly came to question number 6 because I have prepared the company accounts very well. So I just went to directly 6 number. So as you can see here, firstly I have started with working note. So it means that you can start your working note at the beginning of your answer or else at the end of your answer. You cannot make any working note at the middle of your answer. So as you can see here, firstly I have made the working note and then I have started my answer. So I have again started with the proper format. First I wrote the format, proper scaling, and then I just go on writing my answer, and you can see that everything is correct here. And at the end it was nearly about of 15 marks, and the teacher has gave me 8 here and 1 it was up. So out of 15 marks I was able to score 9 marks, and the teacher hasn't allotted me 6 marks because I hasn't made the that is bank account. The question was asking about bank account, and this thing I didn't realize in the examination hall. When I came at the home I realized that I have read the question very properly, and then I realized that the question was asking for the bank account as well. And that is the way most of the students make mistake here. They don't read the question properly, just they are in hurry and they just start to write their answer. And because of that, in same way, I was not read that the question was asking bank account as well, and because of that I didn't make the bank account, and the teacher has got nearly about 6 marks, although my every answer is correct. Then I went to that is 6B here. So it was for the question of inventory and it was of 5 marks, and I have just made here one mistake here, that is this, and because of this my final answer was wrong, and for this reason the teacher has got nearly 2 marks here. So you can see here the teacher has allotted me step marking for 1 number, 2 number, 3 number. So out of 5 marks I have got 3 marks, and I have shown my working note here at the down. So after 6 number I came to 5 number. So as you can see that I have wrote every question at the center, so that it will be helpful for the examiner. And again I have started with proper format here. So it was the question of bills receivable and bills payable. I have started with proper format, scaling, and even with the narration here, and all the answer is correct here. Here it is as well, it is correct, and it was nearly for the 5 marks, and the teacher has allotted me 4.5, as you can see here. Even though everything was correct with proper format, narration, with scaling, I don't know where the teacher has got that 0.5 marks. Then I have went to that is 5B here. So in 5B it was the question of that is final account, and the question was asking for the manufacturing account. It was for the 5 marks, and as you can see that everything is correct here. Even though I have made here working note, the teacher has got nearly for the 1.5 marks, and that for this may be the reason I have made here some like rough here. So because of this also the teacher will got some marks in the examination. So after that I went to that is 5C number, and I have again wrote the question in center and started with the answer. I have wrote the proper format here with the scaling, narration. So first entry, as you can see here, it is right, but from second I just made a silly mistake here, and because of that after this all entries started to become wrong. As you can see here, every entry became that is wrong here. So out of 10 marks, it was for the 10 marks I was able to score that is 2.5 and 0.5. So as you can see, I was able to score 3 marks, that is 10 by 3. So as you can see that out of 20 marks I was able to score 11 marks, and the teacher hasn't allotted any marks for the working note. Maybe he has given this 0.5 because of this working note. And then after this 5 number I went to directly that is question number 2. And if I say, then I was well prepared for the depreciation. I have prepared depreciation very well, but as you know that in September the paper of account was quite hard, you can say. It was like not hard but unexpected question. So in depreciation the question has been asked for the digit method, and I didn't saw this question before going to the examination hall. So as you can see that the question has been asked for the digit method, and I was not aware of this question. So what I did means I just showed first here working note, and then after making this much working note I just went to the answer here. So my answer I have just started to write from here, but as you can see that, as I told you already, that there is no any mark for the effort in the examination. Although there is step marking in the examination, but you will be able to score in step marking only if your answer is correct. Don't expect that if you write anything then you are going to score some marks. No, there is nothing like that. If your answer is correct, then only you will be able to score in examination in step marking. But if you write like anything in examination, if you think that you are going to score marks like any marks like 0.5 or 1, then that is not going to happen in the examination. As you can see that I have wrote as like 1 page of working note, and the teacher hasn't allotted me even 0.5 here. So it means that your answer must be correct for the even for the step marking. And then I have started again with the answer here. You can see that machinery account, and the teacher has just allotted me 0.5 marks here just because I have wrote this. As machine has been purchased and I have wrote this for single, the teacher has allotted me 0.5, and the total mark of this question was 8 marks. So as you can see that out of 8 marks I was able to score 0.5. And then after that I went to that is 2B here. So it was for the 12 marks, and it was of journal entry. So as you can see that again I have started with proper format and scaling. So first entry was right, second is also right, third I did wrong, fourth again it's right. After that fifth again I made, that is wrong, sixth again right, seventh wrong, eighth also wrong. So as you can see here, there is one like more to here. So as you can see that in 9 number again I made wrong, but in 10 number again I made right. So as I said you, it was for the 12 marks and I was able to score 6.5 here. No, just 6 here. As you can see, 0.5 is for the, that is upper one, that is depreciation. So out of 12 marks I was able to score 6 marks, and in overall of 20 marks I was able to score 6.5 here. So after writing this answer, I just went to the question number, that is 3. So that is, again I wrote the question in center of the page, and again I have started with the answer. So as I said that I had prepared only for 60 to 70% of the syllabus, and in that 30%, that means which I left, I didn't prepare for the, that is partnership, and I didn't prepare for the single entry. So as you can see here, I have just tried to do this, but the teacher, I just wrote, you can see here I have just know what I knew, I just wrote in the format here, and for that the teacher has allotted me like 0.5 marks here. And this is the part of working note, and this I knew that to make the balance sheet of previous year. So what I did means I just made what I knew here. So as you can see that at up I hadn't did anything, means I like my answer is nothing here. What I knew I just wrote in the format, but at down you can see here I knew this, means I know how to do this balance sheet of previous year and current year. So I did, and because of this the teacher has allotted me like 3 marks. So you can see that overall it was for the nearly about, as I can say, then it was for the nearly about 12 marks. So out of 12 marks I was able to score like 4.5 here, just because of this, which I knew I just did, and the teacher has allotted me marks here. And you can see that out of 12 marks I was able to score 4.5. So before coming to the overall answer sheet, let me say something here. So what you can notice here means, so if I say then if I'll say then what I did means for the presentation I have wrote the every question in the middle. You can notice that every question I have wrote in the middle of the paper, that is center of the paper, so that the examiner will find helpful. So it will be helpful for him to check the paper. And another thing you can notice in this paper is that I have wrote every question in separate paper. As you can see here, I have started question number 1 here, and it has ended nearly about in the middle of the paper. What I did, I hadn't start from here, I just started another question from another page, and again it has just finished in, you can say here, although I could have started from here, but what I did means again I have started this from another page here. So it means that for every question I have used the separate page to represent my answer, and this is in a case of every question. Again I have wrote the question in center, that is 6 and A, and again I have went through my answer. So as you can see that for every question I have used just separate page. Again that is 6B, again I have used this for separate page. I went to now 5 number, that is 5A, and there was an option. As you can see that in 5 number there was option, so there was option for the 6A or 6A double dash. So make sure that you write the question that is properly. So after doing this, again you can see here it has just finished here. So I could have started from here. What are the most of the student will do here, they will start from there. So that is not the like good way for the presentation of your answer. What you can do, you can start from the another page like I have did, like it will make your answer sheet like more attractive to the copy checker. And again I have started with separate paper. As you can see here, for every question I have started from new paper, and I have wrote every question in the middle of the paper. As you can see again here I have started in the middle of the paper. So if I come to the overall paper, so in 1 number out of 12 marks I was able to score 11 marks. In 2 number I was able to score 6.5 out of 20. In 3 number out of 20 I was able to score 4.5, and in 4 number I didn't attempt this question as there is one optional question, so I just left this 4 number. And in 5 number out of 20 I was able to score 11 marks. In 6 number out of 20 I was able to score like 12 marks. So after adding this all I was able to score 40 marks. And in September examination the teacher, like the copy checker or you can say the ICI, have allotted me 4 mark in grace. So I have got 49 marks in my examination, and this 4 mark of grace has given to every student. So my overall marks was 49 marks. And this was all that I could help you guys from my side, and I hope This video could provide you some idea that how you could present your answer in your examination while writing the answer.